The live feed TV.
It's working. We know it's working.
The most important one.
Is about enough tape for all the because like we do shushu share shaila footage for one video record apa ya bo document ayong. That's why I started like bringing it up scientific to show that.
No, but I still think that so long as you're being locked into biological descriptions, whether it is male or women.
No, it's just not biological. It's much deeper than that. You know, it's the same.
But these females are white.
No.
It is elaborates.
There's also black women, Asian, Arabian. You know, I've used all kinds of women.
Like from what I've seen in movies and like watching a lot of movies and stuff, white women are always presented as this like very angelic, pure people, like picket fence at home, protecting the husband. And you watch a movie, then this black woman is like, oh, she's from the ghetto, she's abused all the drugs there is, and we need to rehabilitate her and whatnot. And now I was facing a woman, that in a pornographic image, that is not so sweet, that is not so like angelic, and that was interesting for me, like how the presentation of a white woman you had shifted that, because we only see that on ETV when a lot of white women are used in a pornographic way, and then you only find like one black woman in there, but so it was it was an interesting thing for me to see that.
Oh my God!
Just a comment on your movie.
Yay!
I really like the editing, security scenes, because I've also been quite interested in them recently, and I just don't understand it, that people the security industry in this country, I think, will never go out of business, because the the lower middle class upwards and all businesses are just totally fucking crazy about crime. Yet their solution is to pay 300 rand a month to these people and put a sticker on the gate and get a alarm system installed, and that's cool. And I'm just glad that you put that out there in a space it can just be looked at. It's cool.
Why is, in all of your work, where there's a woman, there is, there's a body, you reference a woman in a sexual way.
Just represent desire or attraction, and it depends also in the context that I'm using it in.
I don't think it's at all like biology because it's very social. Like especially the pictures in the slideshow in there. I mean, it's all this social implications. It's especially where the ones that involve money, I think, as well. For me, when I look at that, it's not only a visual or body or anything, it's just like all what it means and all the different symbolics that has to do with it.
And he's an artist, like maybe that's his way of getting your attention. Yes, he got it, oh, you all remember the vagina more than he did.
The message behind it though, like, I don't think it's all behind it.
You know what I mean? But that's the thing, beyond the vagina, what did you see? Were you just looking at the vagina? I'm not an artist, and maybe I'm not deep enough to understand what he was trying to say, but I'm like, get over the vagina.
Yes. Because you are women, that you having such a reaction.
No, but if I see this line with it, it's an issue for you to deal with too, because again, I don't think that you understand that my comment is not coming from the point of view of someone who's offended by these images. It's just that you're putting yourself up in a position to having to answer these stupid questions, because in a way you're relying on this imagery which is all too easy to provoke. Money, sex, pornography, that's been done and dealt with. I've seen way more provocative work using this type of imagery. You know what I'm saying?
Especially in the artist. I like the book, how in your book, one page,
relates to a deeper meaning, and one meaning opens up another deeper question. So you can use anything to depict any kind of messages in your artworks. So this is just vagina, it's just maybe a first layer, but if you open it, then there's a womb, there's a baby inside. Then you open again, there's something else. You know, so I'm saying, I mean, let's look at other layers as well within the art that he's producing.
When you view like a masculine artist like point of view, that you have to try and like understand or access his masculinity rather than like defend your femininity. It's really difficult for you to watch somebody's art and be like feminine when it's coming from like a masculine point of view. You know what I mean?
What do you
mean?
Yeah, what's
masculinity? Like masculinity, but like he's a man. And like, and
masculinity is a trait to man.
It doesn't have to justify anything. What I'm saying is like you just got to be able to like maybe be a little bit masculine and feminine. But got to have both rather than one.
It's not actually about him showing a vagina. Fuck, we see our vaginas every morning when we take a shower. It's not about that. But then the way, you know, and the wording, you know, the wording is important.
And
what
that's
you
what
say.
was mentioned when people were arguing about the vagina.
No, the thing is, it's not. I don't think anyone is saying, but ikuku, it's about the kuku. It is not about ikuku. We're not arguing because of ikuku.
It's what's been explained.
No, but is that the wording is something else, and then you look at the image, and then maybe the contrast, or it's just not fitting well to someone who's viewing it. Maybe it's just not fitting well.
You see, I think the problem in Africa is we have a history of body parts, and we don't have a history of bodies. We don't have bodies that matter in a sense. And we've been produced through these medicalized discourses in precisely this step. So what Cuvier does to Sarah Bond, or if you go to the South African Museum, Ezekiel now, or McGregor Museum, and you look at body parts and skeletal remains, and you know, I mean, there's a current case about a set of skeletal remains in Austria, that were taken at the height of colonialism. So, you know, there are questions about body parts, and the debate is lodged somewhere there. But I'm arguing that an aesthetic must reach beyond that. I mean, the medicalized discourse is a discourse of subjection. It is not a discourse of producing new subjects.
For sure.
And I'm saying you've got to then think about how you transcend the limits of the body part to think about bodies that matter, you know. And I wonder whether there is an aesthetic in Africa that reaches beyond the limitations of that history of body parts.
Communicating, and there's ways of bringing things across, you know? It doesn't have to be like on a different way, like which is cool though, like the way of sending a message across and communicating with different people, different races and other stuff, like black people who really know, like right here now, they're the ones like shitty, China and shit, you know what I'm saying? Ooh, you know, shit like that, but it's cool though. And it's like you stand up there and you know and explain it, like explaining your message across, which is cool. And most of us here don't even understand it, but it's good though that you can put it there and actually explain about it and let them know what this is the message. But don't need to go up a tree. That's a different message.